everybody. This is Justin, and I'm joined by my sister Heidi. This is the Talkish podcast, or the Talkish podcast. Today we have a special guest with us.
Absolutely.
It is my lovely wife of 18 years,
Yay.
Good job.
Misty Dawn Talkish Clark.
Yeah, my full name like that.
He put you out there.
He did.
And doesn't she look good, y'all? Just look at her.
She does. She actually looks very excellent.
Thank you.
Ooh, and she can't. She's squirming.
We continue. Just go ahead.
We're going to talk a little bit about interracial marriage and interracial relationships. Heidi is disqualified from this conversation because her husband is black as shit.
Yes. Jerome. Shout out to Jerome.
Heidi's married to someone who's equal to black people. Just saying. Jerome is dark.
But I am the product of an interracial union. So I feel like I got something to say. But anyway.
No, married a white person. That's
Yeah, you have it. You're multifaceted. You have
that's a cross.
multifaceted experience.
that's a cross. You know, Jesus said, "Take up your cross."
So extra.
So maybe we could talk a little bit about how we met.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask y'all some questions because I got some burning questions.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I want you guys
Let's
to talk
go.
about your experience.
Yeah.
And I want, and then
You're not going to talk like mommy this entire episode. You hear me?
I won't. I'm just trying to, loosen up a little bit.
Stop trying to sound
Leave her
professional.
alone.
So I moved from Pennsylvania,
Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania to Oregon back in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point in time, I was driving a truck. I was disenchanted with ministry in the church. I guess that's really when my deconstruction process kind of started.
Mm-hmm.
Was way back then in 2000. I hit the mic, my bad. Back in 2003, 2002, when I was witnessing just a lot of stuff in the church that kind of opened up my eyes. That's another story.
Mm-hmm.
But I call it kind of like my Job time. Not my Job. Jonah. That's what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Jonah. Because it felt like at the time like I was doing something rebellious. Because I didn't pray to come out here. I didn't seek God like people told me I needed to. I just came and I felt so rebellious and sinful.
Wow.
That I just decided to move on my own.
Oh wow, that's crazy. The shame that they
Like that's how much shit I was like. Literally felt someone pulling me back, and I broke that, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go out the West Coast and just go to hell. Then I guess
You pretty much
just go to
fuck this shit.
snowboard right into hell.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, sounds good. At least it's a good view on the way down. Could you imagine going to hell after living in Western PA your whole fucking life?
That's crazy.
You grew up in gray ass Allegheny County, and then you go hell after that.
Yeah, that's
awful.
It is awful.
Anyway, so moved from Pittsburgh to Oregon. I was driving a truck at that time. I was only home every other weekend. And so on the weekends, I was living with Andre, my uncle. He's kind of like an older brother. Andre, what's up? I know you're listening. So we were living together. We were kind of like roommates. And I remember Andre had invited me to go to church one morning, and I didn't really want to go, but you know how Andre is. He's very pushy, and he'll just kind of, Andre likes to get his way. He's the youngest. Heidi can relate. But Andre's my mom's youngest brother. And so I went to church. I was not feeling it. I was all wrinkled up. Misty can tell you what I was wearing.
Mhm.
I was all wrinkled up. I was disinterested. And then what happened after that, Misty?
I was minding my own business, praising Jesus in the back row. Probably. Anyway, and y'all came and sat down right next to me in church. I didn't even really notice until, like, you know, when they tell y'all to, like, talk to each other, and that's when Andre started talking to me.
Like touch your neighbor.
Yeah, that part. And yeah.
So can you also tell her what aisle we were sitting in, because there was a particularity about the aisle that we were sitting in.
Yes, we were in the back row. We were in the back of the church.
Why? Because you had alcohol on your breath. Is that not true?
I don't remember. Could have been true. I don't remember.
Oh,
thought
so
I-
you were enamored by the Spirit trying to
Mhm.
get forgiveness or something? Okay.
Something. Like I said, I was minding my own business.
Yes.
She sat in Sinner's Row.
Yeah,
That's what we were all
sitting
at.
by myself. Because yeah, this was an interesting season for me though too. But yeah, and y'all
Talk
came.
about it.
Okay, it was just like, you know, for me it was just like a season I had chosen just like to be by myself. I wasn't dating anybody on purpose. It was intentional. It had been like a year, almost a year. And so then y'all came and sat down next to me, and I didn't even like really notice, like I said, until like intermission. Was anyway. So
Intermission.
it's not, you know, this is a break in the songs, and they tell you to, you know, go say hi to your neighbor or whatever, and that's when Andre introduced himself. I didn't even really see you on the other side because, like you said, he didn't want to be there. So yeah, I didn't see him till like kind of like the end. So but Andre, we're talking. I guess he was trying to start like a band or something, and he had heard me singing, and so we just kind of started talking about that, and then he asked if we wanted to like go get lunch afterwards and talk about some more, and I was like, okay, won't hurt. But then as I was sitting there, I was like, I don't know, I'm cool. And so I like actually, y'all stop and talk to the pastor afterwards, and I left. But I had also, Andre and I had exchanged numbers too, just to talk later or whatever. But he called, he like texted me, I can't remember, he texted or called me right away because we were supposed to go to lunch, and I don't know if you know, I had already gone to Taco Bell.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. I already had my burritos. I was on my way home. And
Hold on, extra cheese, no onions.
Easy beans.
Easy beans.
Don't forget.
Yeah,
Easy
that's
beans.
that's her bean burrito order.
Anyway, so yeah, that's we went to, it was in Portland. We went to the Lloyd
Applebee's.
Center, Applebee's, and that's where I saw, oh, there's another person, and that was Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had asked Andre why he did that, because at first I was like, was he trying to holler at her? But
I didn't feel like he was. No, let me just shut that down right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I didn't feel like he was.
But we talked to him at your last time we saw him down there, and he was like, no, I just knew that you wouldn't put yourself out there, and so he just
Andre is a connector.
He did it for me, because he's
Mhm.
right. Because I for damn sure came to church, and finding any type of romantic interest was the last thing on my brain, because my shirt and shorts,
It looked like you
were
had slept
wrinkled.
in it.
I think I still had lines of sleep in my face. In my the side of my afro was all smushed up against the side of my head. I don't even think I picked it all out. I was so upset. And then we went to the.
We had.
And I thought
lunch at
Misty was an
Applebee's,
old
and-
lady because she was wearing a shawl.
Oh my God. First of all, can I just say it was like 2004. Okay, we were still like. Anyway,
I thought her name was Violet
ladies
at
that are as
first.
old as me know that it was popular. It's kind of off the shoulder, a little cute, but I guess Justin thought I was 50.
But she is older than me, everybody, so she technically is a
9
cougar.
months, y'all. 9 months.
Cougar. And so, anyway, so now we're all talking, because I probably was hungry. And then we're talking, and then we find out we have some things in a lot of things in
We went over to the
common.
mall and started walking around. And
Yeah, we started talking about our ministry experience, our experience
ministry
working
trauma.
with ministry trauma,
Yeah.
working with
Oh, so y'all were already talking about trauma at that point.
teenagers.
Oh no, we didn't realize it was trauma then.
Okay.
I can recognize it.
Got
now.
it. Got it. Some
Yeah.
hindsight. It
Oh,
was
yes.
trauma dumping. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And so then I was still working on the road, and I was just like, I was very frustrated because I wasn't home as often as I wanted to. Feel like I wasn't really getting my life started on the West Coast. And so I was getting ready to go back to Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Andre, I was like, I don't know, man, this ain't working out here. And so
And you didn't ask God either, so.
Right.
I'm just saying.
I have figured now that you said that,
Uh-huh.
that that's why things weren't working out,
Uh-huh.
because I didn't pray.
Yep.
No, I just didn't meet the right lady yet.
I know
Yeah.
that's right.
And so I was like, Andre, I'm finna go back. And so Andre told Misty to call me. Now, mind you, I might have met Misty now once or twice, maybe twice. So no connection.
Well, we had talked on the phone a little bit, but he kept
yeah.
trying to get off the phone. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm good on this dude.
Yeah, she was like,
Mm-mm.
so I heard you're trying to go. I was like, yeah. Anyway, I gotta go though, for real.
Mhm.
Missy was like,
jerk.
I hated talking on the phone.
Yeah.
I hated any type of awkward silence.
Mm.
I was so in fear of awkward silence, I wouldn't let awkward silence happen, which made conversations exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always was trying to get people off the phone. And then,
At what point did you both say to yourselves, like, okay, once you finally realized that you guys wanted to be with one another, at what point did you guys say to yourself, is like, this is going to be an interracial relationship and we're about to have some challenges? What was that point where you're like, this might be an issue? Or you're starting to kind of get out of your fluffy phase and start to realize what you're actually getting into? Or did you care at all?
It wasn't until after we got married.
Got
Yeah,
it.
I know that we definitely did not. That was not part of our
Because
thought
we
process.
thought it was love
Before,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
love and spiritual headship. Misty still has not accepted my role as covering an umbrella over her life.
Oh God,
She
that's
continues
a
to
whole other
choose.
episode.
Oh,
for
whole
it.
She
other-
chooses to get
whole
rained
other.
on, so I'm just like, all I do is stay in my
Okay,
prayer
next.
closet.
In your war room.
I
Oh,
stay in my.
I'm done.
Ooh, but
Mhm.
anyway,
That's
Yeah,
fine.
it really wasn't part of our thought process. We did have something happen, in a sense of like before we got married. We were at the beach. Remember, we were at Cannon Beach, and
yeah,
a lady. I mean, before it wasn't as obvious. I don't, for the sake of like saving time. She kept pointing out the fact she's white, he's black, and I was like, this bitch. I was getting heated, and I think I said something to her, and I was like, I can hear you and you're rude, or something like that.
Mhm.
And
no, you said you're too old to be that rude.
no, you said that as she
Oh.
was leaving. Thank you. And anyway, so as like they were leaving, it was a husband and wife, and he went back to the car, whatever, and he came back without her, and he was sobbing. And I was like, oh damn.
Really?
Yeah. And he just came up to me and was like, it came up to us and was like, I'm really sorry. My wife has dementia, and she might have been reflecting on something earlier in her life. I don't know,
Yeah.
but still, he was really embarrassed. And I think that kind of woke something up a little bit. Even though we didn't really in depth talk about it, I mean, it's not something that you can dismiss.
It didn't wake anything in me. Maybe you.
Yeah.
Uh maybe
Like-
you be, but I was used to getting called.
Mm-hmm.
I was used to that
Yeah.
kind of racism.
Yeah.
So it wasn't nothing
There's no shock
new
value.
or
Mm-hmm.
I think for me when it really kind of started to hit home is when we moved to Bend.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, that was tough, probably.
No, I'll take that back. Even before the Bend, when we got into that argument at the house, and
Oh, we're gonna throw this all out there.
and so
Oh yeah, he's kind of.
we got into an argument. It was around Christmas, Thanksgiving time,
Mm.
something like that, and we were going off on each other saying blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And Misty had went out onto the deck to kind of cool off, and I had accidentally had tripped and hit the lock on it, and so I was in there minding my
I
own
was
business,
banging
and
on
so
that door.
Misty was banging on the door. Jocelyn, there was like snow on the ground and stuff,
I was
so
like,
she was banging on the door.
mm.
Let me out, Jocelyn, and so
Yeah.
that stirs up a commotion, and our neighbors
Yeah.
downstairs call the cops.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the only thing too, because Justin was in the kitchen at the time making sweet potato pies, and you can't just cut yams by just holding them on the counter. He's like whacking them against the counter, so it sounds like something's happening.
Yeah, so they
in
call the
there.
cops on us, and by this time Misty was already in.
I was in bed. I'm like, whatever.
And I was so out of pocket. This is right around the time when Michael Richard, or the guy who played Kramer, had said went on his racist tirade that got caught on video. And so when the cops came in, I was still holding the fucking knives from cooking.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm holding the knife. I didn't even have the nerves to let the knife down. I said, here I am, officer. You trying to put a knee in the back of my neck or what?
And I was like, Justin, put the knife down.
And I was like, here. I put the knife down, and I lay down on the ground. I said, here, go ahead, put your knee in the back of my neck.
Damn.
I said, you want to, Officer Kramer. I was like, I was so upset that, number one, that they called the police on me. Then it hit me. I was like, nigga, you is with a white woman.
Mm.
They could have easily been guns a-blazing. See, a very perturbed, at that point in time,
I would say that is
300,
brave. That's
300
brave
something.
of you. The knives, baby.
I know it wasn't brave.
Yeah,
It
and then
was
you put your hand in
pure-
your pocket too.
It was sheer
Yeah.
rage
That's
that I
stupidity,
didn't
too.
even. Because when I heard the police called on me, that's really that's what made me angry. It because it escalated.
Did you think it was you knew it was a neighbor?
First, I thought it was Misty,
Oh, yeah, no.
but then
They came to when they first got into the apartment, they came and knocked on the bedroom door because I was in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Are you okay? Did anything?" Like assuming like he put his hands on me or something. I was like, "Hell no!" I'm like, nobody's put any hands on anybody.
Like,
I was like, we're just yelling and just like, and so that's when they went and like where Justin was at, and when Justin was, and I was trying to get because I didn't want anything to happen to him, and I didn't know at this time. This was kind of like before I was I was oblivious to any of cops and all of that.
but you were like.
I was
trying
like,
to talk the cops down. You were like,
yeah, I was.
he's
I was
no
like, he's
threat.
fine. Like,
He's fine.
just
He's father of the
we're
year.
All you had
okay.
to do was show him that picture of you, the most non.
I hadn't taken that picture, Negro.
Justin has a picture where he has no facial hair and he has the softest fro in the world. I tell him all the time that he looks like the most safest black man
and he
in
messed
the
up
world.
on his hair and it cut his hairline too high.
Man, he looks like normal Bob, normal SpongeBob.
I can't.
I'm telling you, all you got to do is literally have that picture on your license, and you'll never get problems.
What was the one when the SpongeBob that was like causing all types of problems? Angry Bob.
No,
I forgot what.
Remember the scribble ones? He was being all bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that
was you.
That was me when the cops came. And so yeah, that became, and then I was just like, nigga, we can't really fight like that.
Mm-hmm.
and if we do, it has to be in my home.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be out on the street. You know, we can't be out there because at the end of the day, they're going to see.
You as the aggressor.
Yeah, they're going to see me.
Mm-hmm.
And
that even like brought up even more like, I'm a feeler. I get emotional sometimes, when we're talking, and like to see a white woman and a black man and I'm crying, like that was conversation that we had too. Like Justin, like don't cry, like don't let people see you crying right now.
Yeah.
And trying to like, I'm like, oh shit, he's right, and
wow,
that was kind of like the beginning.
Yeah,
those
are some considerations that most people don't even consider.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Well, and then I'm realizing I don't know how long we've gone so far, but I think this might be
this is 20 minutes. No, you have 10
a
more.
conversation that we can probably carry
Continue.
over.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think another thing for me is whenever it was your family.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question.
Yep.
I was going to say, what are the differences? Did you guys notice any differences between how your family approached him and how our, mom approached Misty? What were those differences? I really want to talk on that.
Oh yeah,
well.
That needs to be a whole nother episode.
But we can talk about it now. But
okay.
So Mom's initial impression of Misty, she was not impressed.
She thought I was a yes girl, like
because Mom had come to visit.
Mom who loves everybody and everything.
Yeah.
Well, because she came into town, and I don't think she had seen Justin in a minute, and he's all booed up with me, and we are not talking to anybody.
Yeah,
we were at like a jazz festival, and he wasn't paying any attention to her.
For real, I didn't really want to be around Mommy at the time. And that's new because I'm typically a mama's boy, know, and so my mom knows that, and so she's like, "Who is this person taking all my attention that I would normally get whenever I come in town?"
And I kept trying to be like, "Where's your mom at? Let's like."
And then we were at a
he didn't care.
We were at a concert together. We had gone to a jazz concert like the day or two after that, and we were all watching it together, and I was so glowy at the time. It was as if only Misty and I were in the park.
Oh, that's sweet though.
We were like, Mom was behind us, raging.
In her own churchy way.
Monica's talking her down. Who she thinks she is?
I didn't know that.
Ooh,
I didn't know that.
Mother.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
You were taking her shine.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I love my mother-in-law. We have a great relationship.
Yeah.
But since then, once my mom actually had a conversation with Misty, she fell in love. Like, I mean, you're on the receiving end. How has it felt to be like by my family?
See, I didn't even know that part. Like, I didn't know that she was like suspect of me. At first, I didn't know that until later on in our relationship. She's only shown nothing but love to me, and like, I just so appreciate the relationship that I have with Gwen. And to me, in a way, it's kind of been healing a little bit, but it's even as of like late, just learning so much more about her. When she came and stayed with us for a little while. And it's just really cool, like, to have her just call me. She'll just call me, not Justin. Just how you doing? Just to tell. See, I don't know. I'm proud of you. Like, just stuff like that.
Encouragement. Mom's really, really big on encouraging.
My mom is very big on, so much so that we don't. When Mom does it, we don't even hear it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
because it's literally all she does.
It's like, all right.
No, seriously.
It's almost like, it's almost a little too much, Ma.
Yeah.
You gotta have one. You have to have some. Yeah. It can't be all thumbs up.
There has to be contrast. I told Mom the other day, I literally woke up and I promise you, I look like hell warmed over. And I had this the day I was getting my braids done, I had a fro, literally like a booger or some shit, and like, you know, like 2 pimples and stuff, like fresh ones too. Mom woke up like, you are so beautiful. I'm like, Mom, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
like, that's not the truth, Mom. It's okay. Like, if you told me that I look good, I mean, I looked horrible, like, I would, I promise you I would accept that.
I get it, though. I get it now. I didn't used to get it.
Yeah.
Because when you love, there's a point in
I
time
get
when
it
you
too.
come to love somebody, you don't even notice their physical features anymore.
I get it too.
Right? You don't even, they see way past you into something else.
Nah,
And so
I mean,
Mom
but
wasn't.
I have my own kids. I saw Nana the other day, and I was like, "Oh, damn! Ain't you a sight for sore?" I had to say. So I mean, she
But
has
hold
to
on,
get it
you
both.
and Mom are completely different.
That is
in that
very
way.
true. That is very true.
But
moving on,
Misty soaks up Mom's encouragement. 'Cause
Yeah.
she didn't get that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear about what your experience with Misty's parents were. First initial experience, and then kind of like a long-term type deal.
My first experience was her dad was very warm. Her dad is tall. He's a gentle giant. He laughed at all my jokes. I didn't realize that he didn't get half of them, but he just laughed anyway. Misty said, yeah, he's just laughing. He doesn't understand anything she said.
She's great for the ego.
And so I remember I asked him, like, for his blessing, expecting the grilling of all time. He's like, yeah, go ahead.
I was like, Dad.
He's like, well, you make her happy, so that makes me happy, is what he said.
Oh, that's
And
sweet.
so
And then I was told to not mess it up.
Really?
Yep.
who told you that?
My parents.
What?
How did I not know that?
I thought you knew that.
They said don't mess it up to you.
Yeah. Well, my dad, I think, did my dad say? Yeah. Yeah, they said don't mess it up.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that, baby. I'm sorry.
No.
Still like, Misty, don't you fuck this up.
Yeah, he's a good man, Savannah.
Yeah.
Whereas I think people on my side, I won't say who, they were like, yo, slow down, bro. Like, chill out. And there was, number one, what happens whenever you tell a Talkish to stop doing
We
something?
will do the exact opposite.
Okay, there you go.
Exact
So-
opposite.
Please,
Yeah.
please don't tell me what you want me to do, because I promise you, I will.
I'll actually do what I was overtime. I'm going to do it even more harder and even, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
There's something really wrong with us. Just
I
that needs to
agree.
be hashed out.
It needs to be explored, studied.
But, and so her dad was very warm. Your sister and brother-in-law were withdrawn.
I think they were a little skeptical
Yeah.
too. Mm-hmm.
Ben was withdrawn, but he's withdrawn
He's-
from everybody, and he
yeah.
immediately reminded me of Derek. So I understood Ben like from day one. Derek is my cousin who's also very quiet and withdrawn.
Is a timeline important to, like, you know, why people were saying slow down? Like,
Oh, yeah, because your courtship, how long was your courtship?
6 months.
Y'all, I remember, yeah, that was a very quick courtship. Yeah. So, yeah. But honestly, in the church, that's pretty I mean, not super standard, but
6 months and
courtships aren't long in the church.
6 months later we got
and
married.
she for damn sure couldn't keep her hands off of me.
I mean, that was a whole nother reason why.
And that's going to be
Anyway.
our next episode,
Oh.
trying to rush the purity culture, hurrying up to get married,
Okay.
get married or
Yeah.
burn.
Maybe we can stop here,
Yes, we
and
can.
then we can pick this up in the continuation.
Okay, all right. We could, and then okay, so
Because Rasan might be here.
okay,
So
all right.
anyway, you want to sign us off?
Hello, everyone. The benediction. Thank you all for joining us this episode, and we will see you next time.
Peace.
As always.